RH, quer saber como voar no trabalho? É só usar a Flash. Com a Flash, você concentra toda a gestão de pessoas em um único lugar. Faça a admissão dos colaboradores e solicite mais de 8 categorias de benefícios. Ah, e você ainda pode fazer todo o controle de ponto. Conheça o novo onboarding integrado da Flash em flashapp.com.br.
Your son's story is what?
He was murdered in 2006.
I'm very sorry about that. And how old was he when he was murdered?
He was 17.
Okay. What was he shot for? How did the shooting happen? What happened?
This is the plaintiff, Maria Vasquez. She says she hired the defendant to edit and publish a book she wrote about her life story. And the woman changed things around to where she barely recognized it as her own. She also posted the book for sale on Amazon. The profits go directly to her bank account, and she's being ripped off. She's suing for $1,850, the amount she's out, plus emotional distress. This is the defendant, Shonda Muse. She says she published the plaintiff's book through her Amazon publishing account, and the author and Amazon split the profits 70-30. She charged the woman $450 for her services. The plaintiff's manuscript was in poor Spanish and broken English, and she deserves to be paid every penny of her fee and owes the plaintiff $0. She's accused of making too many changes. The defendant has filed a countersuit for $950 for lost wages, coming to the court today.
All parties, please raise your right hand.
What you are about to witness is real. The participants are not actors. They are actual litigants with a case pending in civil court. Both parties have agreed to drop their claims and have their cases settled here before Judge Marilyn Milian in our forum, the People's Court.
People's Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Marilyn Milian now presiding. Litigants have been sworn, Your Honor.
Thank you, Douglas.
You're welcome, Your Honor.
Okay, Ms. Vasquez, you are suing Ms. Muse Dickerson for $1,850. You say she owes you. You are counterclaiming $950 that you say she owes you. How was it that you came upon Ms. Muse, and what was it you had hired her to do?
She was referred to me by a professor from our college.
Okay.
And she told me about her, that she published some books because my professor knew I wanted to, I wrote my son's story.
And your son's story is what?
He was murdered in 2006.
Very sorry about that. And how old was he when he was murdered?
He was 17.
Okay. What was he shot for? How did the shooting happen? What happened?
Bickering between the girl and the girl's boyfriend. They were all friends. They were drinking. And, one thing happened, led to another.
What time of the night or day did that happen?
Well, they were partying at a birthday party, and then the next morning.
So is it known who shot him?
Yes.
Did the police know who shot him?
Mm-hmm.
Was anyone ever charged? Why not?
Nope, he's still in court because nobody came up. Witness. The witness that
right, but then how does anybody know who shot your son?
Because I got to see the person who was there before I left in the morning. And people on the block, somebody came and they testified.
People talked, but they wouldn't talk to the police.
Right.
So that's how you know who it was and what happened, but none of them would come forward to the police. Did you give the police the name of the witnesses who had talked to you? Or was it just rumor that you were hearing?
No. I said certain names to the officers, but it's more deeper than that. It goes further than that.
Okay.
So,
no one was ever arrested. So you wanted to write your son's story?
Yes.
All right.
In remembrance of him and the kind of young man that he was.
Okay.
And, the journey we shared together.
Okay. So your professor tells you about her that she has self-published, correct? And she was going to help you self-publish on Amazon.
Yes.
All right. So what happens? You meet her and you agree that you're going to pay her how much?
Yes. She said initially it was $500. Then she said she was gonna give me a discount for $50 for $450.
Okay.
When I went to her the first time, I paid her $250 like that. I gave it to her. I wasn't even thinking about what was on the paper at that time. My main concern was the book, getting the book done.
And then how much did you pay her after the book?
Another $250.
Okay, but why, if the price was $450, why'd you pay $500?
I still didn't know that until after I got to see the paperwork.
I don't understand. You know that she's charging you $450 because you just told me she told you. You know that you're paying her $500 because you just told me you did. You mean you forgot?
Yes.
Okay. Did she pay you $500 or $450?
She paid me $450.
Do you have evidence you paid $500?
I gave her cash.
Did you get a receipt? Because cash shouldn't leave this hand without a receipt going into this hand.
Right.
All right. So now let's talk about what happened. The amount that you paid her was supposed to cover what?
It said on this contract that we wrote.
Yep.
She was supposed to.
Let me see that.
It was supposed to be for the book, and she was supposed to put it on Kindle and ebook.
Okay. Shonda will provide publishing services in the form of word processing, book and cover design, publishing on Amazon.com, and print and ebook. Client will have full access to her book portal, as well as full control over marketing and royalties. Client will pay $450. The amount of $225 is due upon signing and commencement of agreement. At the completion of the book, the remainder of the $450 must be paid. And according to you, she only paid you $450. And in fact, your contract on the bottom says you paid $225. It doesn't say you paid $250 that first day. All right. So you give her your written book, and is it her job to edit?
No, because I did it all.
Okay.
I had given it to her already. She didn't have to do much.
Okay, no, but when you say she didn't have to do much, what did she have to do? Did you ask her to read it and correct things or anything else?
No, I didn't. I said, she read it, and she said because us Hispanic, we write the way we talk. So she had to rechange.
I know that may sound offensive, and maybe it's supposed to, but it's actually true. So, you know, right? Like we sometimes speak the way you would say it in Spanish, where the noun and the verb are reversed, and it's, you know, from having English as our second language. But in any event, were you supposed to edit?
No. But
then why did you? Because she's mad that you edited.
She actually was very pleased that I edited her and her daughter that's with her today.
Okay.
When they came back to my house after the manuscript was put into book form, they actually were happy that I edited it.
Okay, so stop a second. They went to your house when?
This is on the second time. They both came. They both came the second time after the manuscript was put into word processing form, ready to be published. She came with her daughter that time. And that's when I expressed to both of them that I had did extensive editing on her novel because it was a little, you know, the words were a little not in the right tense, the English to spell.
And so did she approve your changes?
She told me, Shonda, I trust your judgment.
That's lovely. Did you get that in writing?
No, I did not.
Because that is your business. You're supposed to get that in writing, right?
Okay, but I do have text messages saying, with her expressing how pleased she was with the book.
That's after she read your changes?
Right.
Let me see that.
Okay.
But your policy should be to have people sign an approval before you send it to be published. It takes 1 second for them to sign, and then you never find yourself in this position again, right?
Right.
Right. Actually, I'd like to see it in your phone rather than on a piece of paper.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, because I like scrolling up and down.
Sure, no problem.
Did you text her that you were very happy with her changes, Ms. Vasquez?
Just part of the scriptures.
Did you ever text her, I don't like your changes, why did you change my story? All right, so then why are you complaining now and suing her for it if you never complained back then?
She knew how sensitive. I told her, I went by her word. She's supposed to be an editor.
I'm sorry, did you read what she edited or didn't you?
No, I didn't.
Why wouldn't you? I'm sorry, I don't understand that, because if the book is going to be published, I would expect you to want to read what's being published. Because you went by her as an editor. That means you knew she was going to change something. Why wouldn't you look at that and make sure you're happy with it before it gets published? Why? Because you trusted her?
Unfortunately.
Okay, then how do you get to complain later that you want her feedback because you don't like what she did when you finally got around to reading it? Why wouldn't you read it? How many pages is this? How many pages is it? Yeah, it's 80 pages. How long would that take you to read? She says you did, and your daughter did too. That you came over her house, met the two of you, read it, and were happy. Did you go over her house and read it?
No, I looked at the cover.
What are you doing right now?
I'm looking.
Hold on.
This is the day. This is what she showed me.
Okay,
This is the
right, but when you were there, did you also, because there's a manuscript for you to read, did you read it or no?
No, I didn't read it.
Stop.
I just looked at it.
I'll be with you in a second.
I held it and I was crying at her table.
Okay, well, why didn't you read it before it was going to be published?
I told her it was hard for me.
Okay, that's fine, but then why are you complaining later if you didn't read it? This is what, oh, that's the cover. But let me see the text where she says, according to you.
Okay, let me just show you. Thank you so much. I love it as it is.
Can I please see it? Hand it to my bailiff.
Yes, and you can scroll up to
Thank
see
you.
more. Thank you.
Hi, Shonda, I just got the book. Shonda, thank you so much. I love it as it is. Did you text that?
I did.
Okay, then what's the problem?
That's the proof copy.
Please stop.
Yes, I'm sorry.
What is the problem? If you're telling her you love it after you read it, why are you telling me now that you want your feedback because you hate it? And you never gave her authority to change all these things. You're also suing for royalties. Tell me what happened with the royalties.
Well,
That it
she
ended up-
changed the bank numbers. The account she was supposed to transfer her information to mine. The account. That was the agreement.
When was she put? Okay, why was it ever in her name to begin with?
Because I wasn't too good at doing that. I'm still not good at working the computer.
Okay, so how's your daughter at working the computer? Okay, so what you're telling me is that you asked for it to be open under her account because you're not good at computers.
No, well, she said we're going to do it through my account first.
And then later transfer it to you.
Transfer
And it did get transferred to you later, right?
No, it did not. I never got access to it.
What happened there? Explain to me what happened.
The way that I do things is, as the person who's generally initially working on the book, I would publish it in my profile.
Oh, you always do that?
I always do that for all my authors.
Okay.
Because it's easier for me. Each time, each step, they send an email, a two-factor email.
Oh, I hate that. Dual verification. Right. You can't move forward.
Dual verification. So
because it's such a state secret. Whatever, yes. You know, somebody's trying to tell me that they. I'm like, seriously, just email it. You know. All right.
So each step, I would have to get.
Right. So you do it under your account until the book is published, and then
okay.
what?
And she was okay with that because she said she didn't have a KD account. She didn't want to go through that way.
Yeah, I got it. So that, and then the idea is what? That you'll transfer it to her?
Right.
Okay. Did you?
Yes, I did.
And did you send her the username and password so she could go in?
We actually created one together while she was at my house.
Did that not happen? Did you not create an account?
Did.
Oh,
and
then. So what are you saying she didn't transfer?
She didn't transfer because here it says the Amazon. This is stating that the bank stuff was changed.
Okay, let's see what you're talking about. Because do you know what she's talking about?
No, I don't.
Okay, hold on.
Because I don't have any access to her bank stuff.
Okay, hold on. So while it's in your name, if any sales happen, there's a royalty contract between Amazon and the author.
Correct.
And it's, what is it, 70-30 Amazon?
Correct.
Okay, so did anybody buy books while it was in your name?
Yes.
How many people?
3.
3 books were purchased.
The proof here.
At the price of what?
$17.99, which she set the price at.
Okay, so you agree that you owe her a commission for those 3
$25.32. I have the proof from Amazon here.
Okay, have you paid that?
No, I haven't.
Why not?
Because litigation had already commenced.
Okay, so that money went into your account, right?
Correct.
What I want to know is, did you ever change the account that this book was attached to her bank account, or did she change it?
To her portal.
What day did that happen?
This happened the end of July.
Okay, are we talking about July 14th?
Yes.
Now, do you have proof that it got changed out of your portal to her portal July 14th?
Yes, I sent her an email right here.
Let me see that. Okay, but this is August 8th, not July 14th.
I had been attempting to do it before August 8th. But as you can see from Amazon, they send an email to the author whose person's portal is in. She has to then follow that link to make the book live.
So did you ever make the book live?
No.
Why not?
She was the one that was in charge of all that.
I'm sorry, I'm seeing here where she says your book is live, and then she sends you this stuff So what does she have to do in order to make it live?
She has to check her email. She has to follow the link that they send her to approve the book, to say it's live. This is why I do it in my portal first.
Well, if you had already hadn't you already done it then?
Yes, the book was published. The book was live.
Okay, so what did your text mean that your book is live? What did you mean?
It's now live in her portal.
Okay, let me see. Is this your phone?
This is my phone, yeah.
Yeah.
You can look down.
So she sends you a text. There is no book up here. There's nothing on the KDP. What's a KDP?
That's the portal
Kindle.
we use to publish.
What's KDP stand for?
Amazon Kindle Direct Publishing.
Kindle Direct Publishing.
Right.
Where is the email from the Kindle Direct Publisher with the account information about book? You answer her the next day, Maria, I didn't have my phone with me yesterday. I came home to all your nasty messages. Going through a little crisis at the moment. We'll do the transfer this weekend. Sorry for the inconvenience, and please stop leaving me nasty messages. Was she leaving you?
Voicemail messages.
Okay, sorry for the inconvenience. Please stop leaving me nasty messages. I will not stoop to that level. I will take care of your project, however. Thank you and good day to you. Except for that 3 days later, she says, it's the weekend and I haven't heard from you with the transfer of my book. And you say, I am attempting, and then 3 days after that, that's a week later, I am attempting to transfer your manuscript. It appears you changed your password on the account we set up. I can't transfer anything without your active KDP account. Please make another one and send me the information so I can transfer your book and be done with your thug blank. I see why you have a criminal background. You don't know how to deal with people. Fix your account and I'll transfer you. How did it get to that? Why did it get to be so nasty?
Because of the messages she left me.
What was she leaving you?
She was just leaving me, what did you do with my book? What did you do with my money? She sounded inebriated. I mean, and messages kept coming. And that's why I told her I wasn't going to respond to her because
I know, but isn't it easier if you just transfer the book and just tell her, I need your password, transfer the book, and just maintain things civil?
That's what I did.
Instead of saying to her in writing, I would like to be done with your thug behind.
Yeah, because she was acting like a thug. And from all the information that I had writing in her book, I had knowledge of her propensity to violence.
Yeah, but her money was green enough for you when you took her book? So all of a sudden you're offended by that?
No, I'm not offended by anything.
This is the credentials we set up. None of them work. You can create a new one and text me because I don't want to talk to you ever again, dear. Your social skills suck. I am not a thug. I do not have a criminal background. Thank you. I paid you for services and you've been dragging and changing things out. All right, so you give her a new password.
No,
and then it got done?
She gave me a new password.
She gave you a new password and then it got done?
And then it got done.
Okay, I see her giving you a new password.
Right.
But I don't see where, do you have any proof that it got done, that the book got transferred?
I do. This is the paperback right here, Judge, and this is the ebook. That's in her portal.
Okay, but that's a screenshot. I need to see that it's in her portal. Like right here.
We can pull up the Amazon
Yeah, let's do that. Can we do that?
We can pull up the Amazon account.
Can we do that? And then, do you know her username?
I know her username, but she changed her password.
Again?
So, yeah. So I cannot even get into her.
What's your password? Yeah, I see the password you sent her. Did you change it after that? Yes or no?
I don't think so.
You don't think so? You would know if you changed it or not. So. Log in right now. I want to see if the book is there under your account or not. And you actually send her, congratulations. This is an email that you got from KDP saying that your book is now live and available for purchase. Yes. Maria.
Yes.
I'm looking at the text you sent her, telling her, great, it's up, it's live. Now, and then you say, now what?
No, that was an old one because I got more paperwork here from July.
Okay, but that's between you and Kindle because you asked for it to be transferred to your account. If you don't know how to deal with the, emails of it, that's, with digital stuff, that's up to you. You asked for it to be transferred, and I'm seeing where you send her proof that it was successfully transferred. So what did she do wrong? And she tells you, you say, okay, so now what? Now that you've gotten this letter saying it was transferred, she says, please approve the notification you just received. That means your book is live. Approve the alert you just received so I can make sure everything is good. Oh, jeez. All right. So you are suing her for what? Let's go over your lawsuit. You want $500 refunded to you, which is, I can only see that you paid her $225 And then I have no evidence of what you paid her later, but she says it was another $225. You want $400 estimated for royalties, but I have all the paperwork from Amazon that says that it's $25 in royalties. So, and then $950 for emotional distress.
And I'm still receiving stuff stating
Let me see what you're receiving.
The book is not active.
Okay, but I can see because you sent her the proof that it got transferred to your account. So if it's not active, it's a you problem. It's not a her problem.
It's the first one.
We checked your files and found issues you need to fix before your book can be published. Update the ISBN in your manuscript so it matches the ISBN you entered during setup.
Which I did not. She did.
Right. So did anybody fix that?
We did that. That was all done.
No, it's not.
In my,
look
but
at
see,
Stop talking. This is an email she sends to you. She forwards it. Well, she gets this email August 9th.
Right, from Amazon, because now the book is in her portal. So now she has to do all of these things because it's now in her portal. The reason I kept it in mind is
so what does she need to do if she gets these two? This is what I want to know. If she gets these two emails, what's she supposed to do? Create a new
on the link and approve her book.
Yeah, but then why are they sending her these? Because she did that.
This is when it's in the proof stage, and they want to tell you what to fix before they make it live.
Well, how's she going to fix that, though? Because she doesn't know how to match, what's the letters for that's the code for the book.
It's the ISBN. They just want to make sure the ISBNs are,
right, but when would she have entered an ISBN incorrectly? She doesn't. So why is there a discrepancy with the ISBN?
Because when it was in my portal, it had one ISBN, and when it went to her portal, it has
so how does this get? Just tell me how this gets fixed. What you're looking at?
You can just click it on Amazon KDP. It asks you, do you want a free ISBN? That's all she would have had to do.
Okay, get on your portal, and we're going to do this right now in front of me. Let's get on your portal, Maria.
I'm trying to get.
Okay, yeah. Mm-hmm. While she's looking for that, you're suing for $950 for lost wages.
I lost 2 days of pay to come here for this frivolous lawsuit. We were working together. We were amicable towards one another.
Yeah, but can I just tell you something? Let me tell you something that I tell my daughters all the time. Say it, forget it, write it, regret it. When someone calls you upset and has been through what this lady has been through, you just let it slide. Like you're a duck and you have wet feathers and you let it slide. But when you put in writing you're a thug and all that burns a lot more to the other side. And you're the professional and she's the distraught mother. So really, you know,
of course.
You know what I'm saying? You kind of,
I do.
Yeah.
I get it. I learned a few things here too.
All right.
You know?
On your lost wages, that's just because you got sued, but you're not really entitled to lost wages every time you get sued. Imagine if you were a brain surgeon and you came in here and asked for $30,000. All right. Were you able to get in?
Yes.
Okay, let's see what it says here, and let's see if we can solve it. Okay, I'm going to show you this, and what do you think is wrong with this? Because I see it up.
That's just the Kindle. This was no longer up there anymore.
This is what? The paperback says it's in draft form.
She has to approve it.
Okay, you're going to do it right now. I'm going to hand you the phone, and you're just going to do it. We're going to figure this out right now, because this is nonsense. Let's just get it done and get your business over with.
Right. Update the ISBN number in your manuscript so that it matches the ISBN you entered during setup.
Perfect.
Okay?
So how do we do that?
I can fix that.
I know you're going above and beyond, that this isn't your job. I'm asking you just to make it your job right now, and let's get it done.
I've been trying to make it right with her.
Let's just do what I'm asking. Let's get the ISBN numbers corrected.
Update in your manuscript. So I would have to go back into the actual manuscript and take this number out and put this number in.
Okay, and are you able to do that or no?
I can't do it right here.
All right, you know what? You guys are going to do this on your own time because I got a bunch of other cases stacking up. So you're going to do that for me, right? As a personal favor to Judge Milian.
Yes, I can do that.
All right.
No problem.
I got it. That's going to happen before you leave. I'm not going to no, we can stop now. I am not going to order her to refund your money. She earned her keep. It's obvious from all of your texts that she earned her keep. I'm going to order her to pay you how much was it? 25 what?
92.
25.92 in royalties that Amazon says you've earned. I'm sorry if your book didn't sell more books. And and I'm not going to order $950 for emotional distress. On your lost wages claim, I think I explained that to you, so that's zero also. And I am begging you, before you leave, just fix that little manuscript ISBN number, and then you're both done with each other.
You have a computer and everything?
Yeah. We're going to set you up with a computer and a satellite dish and a moon landing and whatever else you need. Good luck.
All right. Okay.
Maria, let me ask you how you feel about what just went on in the courtroom and all the help the judge has been giving you. What do you think?
It was good.
She's going to be responsible for getting this book out in the public.
Yes.
You understand that?
Yes.
All right. Has anybody, to your knowledge, anyone else read the book?
Yes.
What's the reaction been, to your knowledge?
They like the book.
They do? All right. That's a plus.
Yes.
Well, listen, good luck to you. You really owe the judge a big favor here because she's doing her best to get your book out there.
Yes. Okay.
Okay?
Yep.
Good luck to you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Now, the lady who has really tried to make it possible for this book to get out there. Let's talk to Ms. Muse. Ma'am, what do you think about what the judge just did in the courtroom in this case?
I think
talk to me about it.
The judge was fair, and she only did what I've been trying to do all along, was get this book out for this lady, you know, so she can have her publication, what she paid her $450 for. And that's all I've been trying to do.
Let me ask you, you edited the book. You did read it and edited it, right?
Yes, I did.
What do you think of it? What's your reaction? Is it good?
I thought it was a hot mess. She's been through a lot. That's what I think about her book.
Well, listen, thank you very much. Anyway, you've learned a lot here today,
Thank you so
I'm
much.
sure. Okay?
Yes.
You're very, very welcome.
Okay.
All right, thank you. Well, there's an example of what it's like to self-publish a book, Harvey. A lot of people have a lot of problems. What do you think?
Doug, maybe the most common question that I get about small claims court from people is, if you go and you win, can you get money for appearing in court? In other words, you have to take time off, maybe a day off or a half a day off to show up in court. Can you get the equivalent of your salary for showing up if you win? The answer, no. One exception. Expert witnesses can be paid for their time. That is compensable in many cases. But if you're a garden variety litigant and you have to take time off, it's just the cost of justice.
The question is, have you ever been electrocuted?
I think the better question is, have I ever been shocked?
Okay.
Because
Yes,
electrocuted actually means, it comes from two words, electro for electric and executed from execution.
Right.
So you got to be either killed or really seriously injured to have been electrocuted.
Okay. So
but
have you ever been shocked?
Oh my God, more times than I can count. I get shocked. I get usually monkeying around with things around the house. The first time I got shocked, I was 3 years old, and I shoved the scissors into an outlet.
As one does.
Right.
Where were your parents when that happened?
I can't remember. But you know, there was like black paint or rubber on the handles, so all the lights went off in the house and the fuses blew, but I was okay, and the tip of the scissors melted.
Wow.
But then, let's see, once when I was changing out a switch at a house that we owned, I turned off the breaker. So
I kind of remember this.
The power was off to the switch. But I didn't know there's this thing called a borrowed neutral or a shared neutral line that you can still get shocked when the breaker is off to a given outlet in certain circumstances. So from that, I learned to stay in my lane and not try to do stuff I wasn't really sure
I don't know.
about.
I still think you do stuff you're not sure about.
Yeah, all the
go
time.
ahead.
All the time. I almost blew up my pinball machine the other day.
Yeah,
remember?
that's right.
Big puff of smoke, and I blew out one of the resistors or something.
This is the plaintiff, Terry Blackburn. She says she rented a room in the defendant's house and had to move out early because her sister had a medical emergency in another state. She prepaid rent. The nasty defendant refuses to give her back her money because she has no compassion. And she's suing her for every penny of the $1,625 she's owed. This is the defendant, Eileen Barth. She says the woman moved out in the middle of the night without telling her, and she left her a nasty note to boot. The plaintiff broke her lease early, tried to sneak off, and she doesn't feel as though she deserves any money back. She's accused of being tough on a tenant.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case on the docket, the plaintiff rented a room in the defendant's house but had to move out because of a medical emergency, and she wants her security back. But the defendant claims the woman moved out in the middle of the night and broke her lease. It's the case of Apartment 911.
Thank you, Douglas.
You're welcome, Your Honor.
Ms. Blackburn, you are suing for 2 months' rent that you gave the defendant, and you changed your mind about the rental because of family issues. Let me hear what happened. Tell me.
Okay, well, I moved in on March 18th, and I rented a room from Eileen.
How did you find the place? How did you find the place?
I found it on roomies.com.
Okay, so you didn't know her, correct? Like you were strangers?
No, I didn't know her previously.
All right, so you come in, you look at the place, you like it, and she was living there, correct?
She was in the back. There was a studio in the back.
Okay. Separate from
where
your
she lived.
Part?
That's correct.
All right. So she offers you an opportunity to move in early. Tell me about that.
Okay, well, I was originally going to move in for April 1st, but she contacted me and said that she had a room earlier. So I was so excited. I said, great, sure, okay.
And why were you looking for a new place?
Because I was separating from my husband.
Okay, go on.
And so when I get there, I give her the money. She gives me the receipts, and I am brought to the room. It's a mess. It's dirty, but that's okay because we agreed that I would work to pay for March's rent, the half of the rent, and then we would discuss what I owed afterwards. So,
well, but your understanding was that instead of having to pay prorated rent in March, you would just clean up, not just you would clean up the whole place. You would give it like a good cleaning, correct?
That's correct. There was other rooms. Yes.
Other rooms that what?
The whole house needed help and needed cleaning, and I agreed to help her.
Was anybody else living in the house besides you?
Yes, there were other tenants.
Okay, gotcha. All right, so the $800 is for April rent, starting April 1st.
Correct.
And then the other $800 was the last month's rent. And then there's a $25 key deposit. And then what happens?
I cleaned. I kept track of all my hours, what I did. We actually became very close, very good friends, I felt, because we were close in age. So, you know, we worked on things together, but then I did a lot myself. When new tenants were coming in, I would get the rooms ready for her and help her.
How long did you live there?
I moved in on the 18th and I moved out on March 30th.
Okay, and why did you move out on March 30th?
My sister, she had an emergency in Virginia, and I had to go and help her.
A health scare?
Yes.
You didn't just go back with your husband?
No, I did not.
Okay. So how is it that you notify her that you're moving out?
That day I found out from my sister she needed my help. I called her, and she said, okay, I understand. When I got back to the house, she gave me a hug. She understood completely. So, but then I started talking about the money, what I was going to get back from her. And she said, oh, I don't have any money. I don't have your money. I said, well, I need my money to fly to see my sister. And she says, well, there is somebody coming to look at another room. Maybe you could talk to him about getting your money back.
All right. And you believe that you have a right to all your money back. Why? If you decide from one day to another that you're going to break a month-to-month lease, I presume there's no written lease, right?
No.
Right. So then you are, by operation of law, what is called a month-to-month tenant. So why is it you don't have to give any notice to her and she's not entitled to at least part of the money?
Well, she didn't even say she would give me part. I would even be willing to work with that, but she didn't have
Okay, but your lawsuit is for all of the money. So tell me why you would be... That's correct. Right. So why would you be legally entitled to all of the money?
Because I never lived there the date that I was supposed to live there. I moved out before the date.
And do you believe that the law requires you to give any notice?
No, the law does not. As far as I know, that it doesn't require any notice.
Okay, but it does. So, all right, let me talk to you, Ms. Barth. What's going on? Tell me your version.
She came to me. I did not contact her about the room opening up early. She came to me. She wanted to move in that day. I said, I happen to have a room that is empty, and we could just barter for the 2 weeks. You can help me out around the house, and and you can stay until your lease actually starts on April 1st. And I verbally said I don't do less than a 3-month rental, but I'm not pursuing any of the
Well, you don't get to, because you don't get to verbally say you're not pursuing less than a 3-month rental. If you want nothing less than a 3-month rental, you have to have a written lease for that.
I understand.
Right. Okay.
So I'm not pursuing that.
Right, because you can't, not because you're magnanimous. It's because you can't, because I suggest to you that if you don't want short-term things, then you put it in writing. But go ahead.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
I agree.
Okay.
All I'm looking is to retain the monies that are in the lease, first and last.
Why would you be able to retain 2 months? Did you get...
It's first month and last month.
I know what you collected. I'm asking you, why should you be able to keep it if by March 30th she tells you, I can't stay? Why wouldn't you only be able to keep 1 month when what you have by operation of law is what is called a month-to-month tenancy, which requires 30 days notice? If she tells you on March 30th, certainly she's not going to get April back, because you need those 30 days to re-rent it. But why wouldn't she get May back, or whatever you call the last month? And why wouldn't she get the key deposit back?
Because the April, the room, I had already turned away other tenants and told them that April was rented. So the room sat empty for April.
And then was it rented in May?
No, actually, I didn't rent it until just like a week ago.
30 days is what the law gives you to find a new tenant when a month-to-month tenancy. All she's got to do is give you 30 days. She doesn't have to give you 60 days. You're acting as though she has to give you 60 days by keeping 60 days worth of rent. She only has to give you 30 days. And if she doesn't give you 30 days, she's going to owe the next rental cycle. That's April. That's what she owes you. What happened with the key deposit? Did she return the key?
She left a key to the house, but I thought that I had given her a key to a room as well. That, again...
Did she ever give you a key to the room? Well, it appears you didn't give it to her. All right, so there's a $25 key deposit and $800 in the last month rent, which I am ordering the defendant to pay the plaintiff. $825, verdict for the plaintiff.
So the plaintiff prevails. She's going to get $800 back, not the $1,600 she was originally seeking. Ms. Barthier, the defendant, what do you think about that? You got to give her $800. How about it?
I guess that's fair. That once Judge Millian explained it to me, I guess that's fair.
Well, good for you. A lot of people don't agree instantly when the judge explains, but good for you. So that's what's going to happen. Ms. Blackburn, do you understand the decision and why you're only getting $800 back?
Yes, I do, Your Honor. I mean, I do.
I'm not Your Honor. I'm just Doug. But anyway, thank you very much. So you're all right with the decision, no problem, right? Okay?
Yes, I am.
All right, that'll do it for this interesting case. Harvey, what are your thoughts?
Okay, Doug, most leases say you have to give 30 days notice if you're a tenant before you leave. If you have a month-to-month lease, I will say this, in most states, even if it doesn't say in a month-to-month lease, you have to give 30 days notice. In most states, judges say you still have to give 30 days. You just can't walk out. There are some exceptions in certain cities, but generally, 30 days is the standard, and if you don't do it, guess what? You're going to lose your security.
How do you treat your daughter's boyfriends?
Well, that depends on how my daughter's boyfriends treat my daughters. But usually, I think they have been very, very good judges of character. I love boys because I didn't have any. So all of a sudden, when there's a boy hanging around the house, I'm very, very excited. And then all of a sudden, they'll tell me, well, we broke up. Well, I didn't break up. How come I don't get to see them anymore? And that's a little heartbreaking. I remember once my mother, when my college boyfriend and I broke up, my mother said, don't bring any more men in this house unless you're getting married. I'm like, Mom, I'm 20. You know?
Your mom took it hard.
She took it really hard. She loved him. He's seen her. We're friends. And he has seen her throughout her life after that.
You know, our daughters have so far made pretty good choices in that department, and the boys they brought home, they've been polite, so we try to put them at ease most of the time. But we do keep them on their toes, I suppose. Make sure they look after the girls.